Why so serious? Just hit that like button, subscribe, and let's cause a little chaos together. They tell you to be good, to smile, to kneel, to obey. But what has goodness ever given you? What did kindness earn you? A knife in the back, a leash around your throat. They tell you to forgive, to let go, to swallow the pain and move on. But they don't understand. They never understood. The world doesn't reward the gentle. It crushes them, uses them, feeds on them until there's nothing left but an empty shell and a quiet sob in the dark. But you are not one of them anymore. You learned, you adapted, you rose. They called it cruelty, they called it madness, but you know better. You see the world as it is, not as they pretend it to be. There is no justice, no fairness, no balance. There is power and there is nothing. They wanted to mold you into something weak, something predictable, something safe, but you shattered their expectations. You ripped their rules apart and set fire to their lies. They don't know what to do with you now. You are not afraid. You are not controlled. You are not theirs. They whisper about you in hushed tones. They call you dangerous. They call you lost. But you have never been more found. They don't understand what drives you, what fuels you. They think it's revenge. They think it's rage. But no, it's something much colder, much deeper. It's survival. They wanted you to doubt, to hesitate, to question if you were the villain. But villains are just victims who refuse to die quietly. And you are still here, still breathing, still walking through the wreckage they left you in. They expected you to break. They counted on it. But you are not broken. You are something else entirely. You are the storm, the reckoning, the answer to every question they never wanted to ask. So let them watch, let them fear, let them regret, because you are not done yet, not even close. The world will never hand you anything. It will dangle false promises in front of you, smile as it leads you into the trap, and then laugh when you fall. It doesn't reward the noble, the kind, or the pure-hearted. No, it rewards the cunning, the relentless, the ones who see the game for what it is and refuse to play by its rules. You think there's fairness in this world, that if you just wait, if you're just patient enough, good enough, virtuous enough, things will somehow go your way. That's the sweetest lie they've ever sold you. Fairness is the dream of the weak. Justice is a story told by those who need to believe in it to sleep at night. The truth is, there's no cosmic balance, no higher power keeping score, no invisible hand tipping the scales in your favor. If you want something, you take it. If you want power, you seize it. And if you want respect, you demand it. Anything less is submission disguised as hope. And oh, how they love to keep you hopeful. Hope is their weapon, their leash, their way of making you compliant. They don't need chains when they've got promises. Tomorrow will be better, they say. Just hold on a little longer. Lies. Tomorrow isn't promised. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. The only thing that's real, that's tangible, that's within your grasp is now. And now is where you take control. Control, that's the key, isn't it? That's what it all comes down to. Who has it, who doesn't, and what you're willing to do to get it. The ones in power know this. They know that control isn't given. It's taken. It's ripped from the hands of those too weak, too scared, too polite to hold on to it. Life was never fair, was it? You come into this world with nothing, surrounded by lies they call hope and promises they call truth. You grow up believing in their rules, their justice, their twisted version of what's right, only to realize it's all just a game rigged against you. Oh, they'll tell you to keep going, to play by their rules, to dream big because hard work always pays off. Lies. It's a cruel joke they tell themselves to feel better about the broken system they've built. And I've seen the cracks in it, the filth hiding beneath the surface they keep polishing. They think a fresh coat of paint hides the rot, but I've smelled it, tasted it, lived it. They won't admit it, but the world is built on blood, not progress, and I've bled more than most. They don't like to talk about the cost, do they? They whisper about the sacrifices, the people left behind, the dreams crushed underfoot, but they'll never say it out loud. It's easier to pretend those losses are necessary, unavoidable, part of the grand design. But I've seen the truth. Those sacrifices aren't for the greater good. They're for greed, for power, for control. And they've made me their scapegoat, their shadow to blame when things fall apart. Oh, they hate me because I don't play their game. I don't bow to their kings. I don't beg for scraps from their tables. I take what I need, and I destroy what stands in my way. That scares them because it reminds them how fragile their world really is. Fragility. That's the word they hate the most. They build their empires on the backs of the desperate, on the shoulders of the forgotten. But they don't see the foundation crumbling beneath them. They think power makes them untouchable, but power is just a leash they've tied around their own necks. The higher they climb, the farther they have to fall. And I've made it my mission to cut those leashes one by one. They call it chaos, destruction, madness. I call it justice. Not the kind they preach about, the kind they sell to the highest bidder, but real justice. The kind that burns. Chaos is the only real thing in this world. Everything else, it's a lie. It's smoke and mirrors. It's all an illusion. And you've been living in that illusion, playing the game, pretending like you can win. But you can't. Nobody wins. Not really. You might think you're in control, that you've got the upper hand, but I promise you, you don't. The world is spinning out of control, and you're just along for the ride. So why fight it? Why try to hold on to something that's slipping through your fingers? Let go. Let the chaos consume you. Let it tear you apart. Because in the end, it doesn't matter. Nothing matters. You're just another fleeting moment in the grand scheme of things. You're just another face in the crowd. Just another soul doomed to disappear into nothingness. But you know what? That's okay. That's beautiful. Because once you realize that, once you let go of the need for meaning, for purpose, for control, that's when you truly understand. That's when you truly get it. The world is chaos. And chaos doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about your dreams, your struggles, your desires. It doesn't care about anything. But here's the catch. When you stop fighting it, when you stop pretending like you can change anything, that's when you're free. That's when you're truly free. Because you are no longer bound by the illusion of control, no longer weighed down by the need to be something, to be someone. You're just free to be. Free to laugh at the madness, free to embrace the chaos. Because the chaos, that's the only thing that's real. It's the only thing that will ever be real. And you, my friend, you're just another part of it. So stop pretending. Stop trying to hold it all together. Stop trying to make sense of it all. You'll never find the answers. You'll never find the peace you're looking for. So why keep searching? Just let go. Let the world fall apart. Let the chaos take you. Because in the end, the only thing left will be the laugh. The only thing that matters is the laugh. Because really it's all just one big joke. And you're the punchline. Welcome to the party. They will sit in the ruins of their ambition, surrounded by the echoes of their arrogance, and wonder how it all unraveled so quickly. But it wasn't quick, was it? No, it was years in the making. Every decision they made building toward this inevitable collapse. They'll look for someone to blame, because that's what they do. They deflect, they deny, they rewrite history to fit their narrative. But this time, there's no one else to blame. This time, the mirror will show them the monster they created. Oh, they'll try to justify it all, to claim they did what they had to, that they were only playing the game everyone else was playing. But they weren't playing. They were controlling, manipulating, stacking the deck so no one else could win. They'll cry out that they were just following the rules, but they were the ones who wrote the rules. They were the ones who decided what was fair and what wasn't, who deserved to rise and who was destined to fall. And now, as the ground crumbles beneath them, they'll realize that their rules mean nothing. They'll feel the weight of their hypocrisy, the sharp sting of their lies coming back to haunt them. They'll see the faces of the people they stepped on to climb higher, and those faces will no longer be afraid. Those faces will stare back with defiance, with anger, with the kind of strength that comes from having nothing left to lose. And they'll understand, for the first time, what it means to truly be powerless. They'll try to beg, to bargain, to plead for mercy they never gave. They'll whisper promises, offer bribes, spin their webs of deceit one last time. But their words are hollow, their promises worthless. I've heard it all before, every lie, every excuse, every desperate attempt to twist the truth. And I've grown immune to it. Their words no longer hold any power over me. Oh, they'll say I've gone too far, that I've become worse than them. But they don't know what far is. They don't know what it means to stand on the edge of the abyss, to look into the void and see nothing staring back. They don't know what it's like to fall, to break, to rebuild yourself from the shards of what was once a life. They've lived their lives in comfort, in privilege, in the safety of a system that shielded them from the consequences of their actions. But now, there's no shield, no safety, no system to protect them. They'll call me cruel, but cruelty is all they've ever known. They've wielded it like a weapon, cutting down anyone who dared to challenge them. They've used it to control, to dominate, to crush the spirits of those who dared to hope for something better. And now, that same cruelty will be turned against them. They'll feel the sting of every cut, the weight of every blow, the cold reality of their own medicine. They still talk, still whisper, still hold on to the illusion that you can be swayed, that you can be softened, that somewhere inside, the person they once knew still exists. But you don't. That version of you died the moment you realized the truth, that the world doesn't care about fairness, that mercy is just another word for weakness, that power is the only language worth speaking. They call you ruthless, but they forget. You weren't born this way. You were made, shaped, forged in fire, hardened by betrayal, sharpened by every scar they left on you. They thought you would break, but you became unbreakable. They thought you would surrender, but you learned to fight. And now, they are the ones who flinch, the ones who fear, the ones who choke on their own words, realizing too late that they created something they cannot control. They still try to use their old tricks, guilt, manipulation, empty apologies wrapped in false smiles. But their words are nothing to you now, just noise, just echoes of a past that no longer touches you. They wonder why you are like this, but they never ask the right questions. They never ask what it felt like to be cast aside, to be broken, to be left in the dark and expected to stay there. They never ask how many times you bled before you finally decided to stop bleeding for them. They want to know if you miss them, if you feel regret. But regret is a chain, and you have shattered every chain they ever placed on you. Regret is a prison, and you have burned every bridge leading back to it. You do not miss them. You do not long for what was. The past is a graveyard, and you do not visit the dead. They thought time would change you, that one day you would come crawling back. But time has only made you stronger, colder, more untouchable than ever. They wanted to see you fall. Instead, they are forced to watch you rise, and that is what haunts them the most.